American automaker Ford Motor Company has recently taken a firm stance in support of the Biden administration's plans to slash vehicle emissions by 2032. This move comes amidst stringent new standards set by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. The goal of the administration is to cut passenger vehicle fleet-wide tailpipe emissions by nearly 50% over 2027 levels. Ford, the second largest automaker in the US, is proactively transforming its business to meet these new emission standards. By backing the EPA's regulations, Ford is not only preparing for its future, but also welcoming the stability offered by the multi-pollutant rule, which aims to prevent any back and forth changes in standards. In March 2024, the EPA announced new emission standards for cars and trucks beginning in 2027. These rules aim to cut down harmful pollutants and build on previous standards from 2023 to 2026. The new standards will help improve public health by reducing smog and soot, cut down on climate pollution, and save drivers on fuel and maintenance. These changes will be gradually implemented from 2027 to 2032. However, the path to reducing emissions isn't without controversy. Former US President Donald Trump has vowed to overturn these climate rules, arguing that they could be detrimental to business. Meanwhile, a coalition of 25 Republican-led states has sued the EPA, claiming the regulations are unlawful and impractical. On the other side of the debate, the Alliance for Automotive Innovation, representing major automakers including General Motors, Toyota, and Volkswagen, has shown support for key aspects of the EPA's rules. This includes incorporating electric vehicles into fleet-wide emission averages and excluding upstream emissions from compliance calculations. So, what are upstream emissions? These are the greenhouse gases released during the process of getting fuel to your car. This includes everything from extracting raw materials like crude oil, refining it into gasoline, transporting it to fuel stations, and distributing it to consumers. Essentially, it's all the emissions produced before the fuel even reaches your vehicle. In the new EPA regulations, automakers are assessed mainly on the emissions from the vehicle's exhaust, not the entire life cycle of the fuel. This means they focus on reducing the emissions that come directly from driving the car, rather than the emissions from producing and delivering the fuel. The EPA's regulations are among the most significant environmental rules of the Biden administration, aiming to combat climate change head on. These standards are predicted to result in 35 to 56% of new vehicles sold between 2030 and 2032 being electric. So, what does this mean for the automotive market? Are automakers going to move away from big gas-guzzling SUVs and trucks, or are they leveraging EVs to meet fleet-wide fuel economy targets while continuing to produce these larger vehicles? Many automakers are indeed using EVs to help meet overall fleet emissions targets. This allows them to continue producing high-margin SUVs and trucks that are very popular with consumers currently. The key for automakers is the fleet-wide averaging. By selling more EVs, automakers can offset the emissions from their less efficient models. This means they can meet stricter regulations without completely overhauling their product lineups. This strategy requires a balancing act. Automakers are integrating EVs into their fleets to ensure compliance with stricter regulations while still catering to the demand for larger, more profitable vehicles like SUVs and pickup trucks. As consumers, this shift means we will see an increasing variety of EVs in dealer showrooms, but it's not that straightforward as it relates to cooperation between governments and automakers. Due to poor demand for EVs currently, many car makers have adjusted their strategies. From Ford and General Motors to Mercedes-Benz, automakers globally have pulled back on their EV plans to focus on their current models or hybrid vehicles. Given the current state of the market and considering what government regulations mandate, automakers will continue to extend the profitability of internal combustion engines for as long as possible. This shift underscores the challenges of making EVs appealing to the mainstream. It also highlights the need to address consumer concerns like range anxiety, EV charging infrastructure, affordability, and convenience to ensure that electric vehicles can become a viable option for the average consumer. As we move forward, the American automotive industry is taking some steps to reduce CO2 from gas vehicles. Recent regulations such as the EPA's new emission standards for 2027 and beyond, and increased investment in EV technology and charging infrastructure demonstrate America's commitment to sustainability. While challenges remain, these efforts are setting a pathway toward a cleaner future, with EVs playing a pivotal role in reducing the country's carbon footprint. As always, thanks for watching this video, and for more on clean tech, e-mobility, and sustainability, make sure that you like and that you're subscribed to cleanearth.io.